Church is inviting people to be part of the deaf community in our area. KAMR Local 4's Crystal Martinez spoke with the Amarillo Deaf Church using an interpreter on what they do for the deaf community and how others can get involved. That story tonight's part of the High Plains.
For almost 40 years now, Amarillo Deaf Church has been providing a place for the deaf community in our area to come together, since oftentimes being deaf in a hearing world can be lonely.
It's so different, being with the hearing world versus the deaf world. In the deaf world, I have communication and access, and it's easy. But in the hearing world, it's hard unless it's an interpreter or someone who's learned sign.
According to Pastor Daryl Bonjour, they try to include everyone since they understand what it's like to feel left out.
Well, I think, for example, deaf people live in a pretty isolated world. And so when they go to the workplace, most of the time they're surrounded by hearing people who are talking, and they're just completely isolated, or, they try to catch, bits of what's going on. So it'd be so helpful for coworkers to come to learn to communicate with their deaf peers.
Lately, the church has been seeing an increase of people in our area wanting to learn American Sign Language.
And I know that there's a lot of families that are hearing, and then they'll have a deaf member, and so they want to learn how to sign to communicate better with them.
Church members say they do what they can to get the hearing involved in the deaf community so both can learn how to better understand each other.
I would just say, if you see someone, we have a lot of activity and events that we post on Facebook, let them know, that, hey, there is a place that they can come and be a part of.
The church will be hosting one of their ASL classes next month. It'll be from February the 4th through the 10th, and the class is only $35 and free childcare will be provided. Kids will also be taught signs. Live in studio, Crystal Martinez, KAMR Local 4 News. Andy, Jackie.
Crystal, thank you. Amarillo Deaf Church says they want to bring people together and guide them spiritually by helping them communicate with one another.
They hope teaching ASL will help to bridge the gap between the hearing and deaf community.